Now that it's time to arrange the song, I want to give you a couple of arrangement or production tips that will help you to create what I like to call an organic arrangement. So the way I look at arrangement in general, when I'm thinking like, okay, I've got this instrument and I need to add another instrument, what do I add? The way I look at it is kind of like a yin and yang thing. So if I have an electronic instrument, I'm always going to look for the opposite to balance that. So the opposite for me of an electronic instrument would be an acoustic instrument. If I have a very deep instrument that plays a lot of bass, naturally the counter to balance that would be something that plays very, very high. If I've got a distorted electric guitar, I'm going to go with a very clean sounding instrument because I've got one thing distorted, I want to have one thing clean. If I've got a wood instrument like an acoustic guitar, maybe I will balance it with something more metallic. Always look for contrasts. This is something that I do in production, and this is also something that I'm looking in mixing. And also, if you want to take it further, once you have something that you've created out of two elements. So let's say I have a very deep bass drum and therefore I'm going to go with a lighter sounding snare that's going to balance that. So the snare is the high frequency element and the bass drum is going to be the deeper part. And together they create sort of like a balanced whole. That balanced whole now needs to be balanced with another thing. So I will look for two other instruments that sort of have like their own yin and yang together, and they could sort of create the counter for that pair. And I keep going onwards and onwards until everything feels harmonious. So I hope you find this useful, and if you do, feel free to subscribe.